Oh God, I love being black. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Oh,
Woo.
Woo,
Oh.
Hey community, here's what's brewing today.
Ask Your Aunteas, are titles important?
I's married now.
hey, and posting my DL trend. So get your cups ready for Minority Report. Hey, welcome to Minority Report. It is Auntea Jerrell.
It's Auntea Dawon.
And it's Auntea Jerrell. How y'all doing today, y'all?
Oh, you're giving us Quiet Storm.
We're going
Look,
today.
how y'all doing? You know, this is what the married life sounds like now.
Oh, that's what it is.
And you know, we just going to sleep happy and married, minding my business.
She's married. She's married now. She's legally married.
I's married now.
Hey,
Congratulations, boo.
Thank you, thank you. I ain't gonna lie, a thug was a little scared. I was a little anxious because you know, you see the movies, and there's always that one scene in certain movies where the person like pulls a runaway bride, like Julia Roberts did. You know,
Were you going to be the runaway or Fizz?
honestly, it could have been a toss-up. If I'm being honest, could have been a toss-up. Could have been a toss-up. Because I ain't gonna lie, like I wasn't getting like cold feet, but just being like, the words "forever" starts to like really be
It's
like
a word.
forever, forever, ever, forever, ever. You know, you're just like, well, hold on. Or like, you know that feeling when you want something for so long, and then it finally happens, and you're like, oh,
You're
do,
like,
I,
oh.
do I want it? Do I still want it? Like, has things changed? Like, how'd I get here? You know, and then you realize
She
and
said
it's
this tastes different.
Right. This is
That's a real ass
what this
feeling,
is.
though.
You know,
That's a real ass feeling.
and like, and there's a little bit of guilt for feeling those feelings because, like, you're like, well, damn, like, nigga, it's tomorrow. Like, what you mean? You know, but it was cool because, like, the night before, we just kind of sat there in bed and we both were just honest with our feelings about like the
Yeah.
anxiousness and nerves. Like, hey, if you don't want to do this, like, we can be like, hey, we're not doing this today. We can push it out and stuff like that. And no, we were just like, no, we both actually do want this. It's just
Yeah.
the
It's a natural
nerves is
feeling.
being like, yeah, like the word forever. I mean, I don't
It's
have
a lot.
I don't have anything besides this house that I have that long of a commitment that I'm like tethered to. You know, this goddamn 30-year mortgage, almost 29-year mortgage because I'm in my first year, you know. But besides that, and now this, like, this is the longest thing that I have in my life that I'm like, I am committed to this
Yeah.
legally. You know what I'm saying?
That is the legally part.
It's the legal part, right? You just can't
Like,
leave if
damn,
you
I'm
want
damn near
to.
trapped now.
Right, you know, like if I'm gonna get out, like there's a whole process to get the fuck out.
whole
You just can't
process.
leave when you want to leave. You know.
No, ain't no dipping.
Look, okay. As the one does.
Make it down slow. Right.
With the little purse.
So it's like when you take that pocketbook, you gonna end up right back here.
Okay, look. You mean you take an hour's pocketbook?
You can run if you want to.
Okay, right.
You'll be running right back over
The
here.
government gonna find your ass too.
Okay, look.
Well,
It's a real ass thing.
they,
Yeah.
now that they shut down,
What?
Well, that's a whole. nother
Honestly,
thing.
for some of y'all, that's probably the time to leave. I'm just saying.
Yeah, amen. Hold on.
oh, wait a minute, hold on.
Wait. Hold on.
Wait a minute. Corey, turn it off. Turn
Right,
it off
Corey.
right now. You don't
Shit,
need
he
to
might be
be
out the
Wash
front
your
door
hands,
his
wash
damn
your legs,
self.
wash your ass.
He might be out the front door his damn self. Shit.
That's crazy.
My pocketbook, damn, he already snatched our pocketbook up. He gone. He beat me to it.
Them words came out of your mouth so fast.
So
Where's
did
this pocketbook at? Where this pocketbook at?
Carell said, wait a minute. You right about that.
Hold on. Carry the one.
Hold on. Oh, you gonna give me the loophole.
Look.
Let me do this right now before they catch up with us.
Get a good, nice head start, okay?
Baby. But no, that's a real thing. Because I remember thinking the same thing. I'm like, oh, shit, hold on. And then it was just like, even the pressure was like, everybody was in PV, and I was like, oh my God, everybody's here. And what if we give cold feet? And what? Like, I was tripping the night before. I was like, oh my God, this is a lot.
Yeah. I'm like,
Was
this
the night
motherfucker better not
before-
embarrass me in front of everybody. And it's only like 12 of us. So, like, it ain't even like a huge group. But I was like, this motherfucker better not. You know, just, I'm about to set this house on fire, bitch. I wish you would. Now I'm turning to Bernadine from Waiting to Exhale. Like, I wish you would. 9 motherfucking years. And look, just. And he just sit there sleeping.
Which was more intense for you in terms of like just battling your own thoughts? Was it the night before or the morning of?
Honestly, I would probably say the night before. Because that like morning of, you just like, there's just so much shit to do that you start to lock in, and you just like the chaos of the day just kind of like carry your feelings over until all of a sudden you're standing up there and you're like,
Shit,
they're still back. The feelings are back. The feelings are back. But it's that trying to get that sleep where like the anxiety and like the thoughts start to like seep in. And you're like, I need to go the fuck to bed right now, but I can't get to sleep. Yeah. So I would say definitely the night before. But it was just great that we were both sitting there, and we got a house full of people, and we just decided to like not be on our phones and to have a conversation and to talk. Yeah. And I think that was just part of the way that just made it just a little bit easier to go to sleep. Mm-hmm. But no. And let me tell y'all, Fez is a trip, because this boy ain't really showed no inkling of being excited to be married or nothing like that. It's like pulling teeth to have a conversation. Once that shit was signed and we went out for drinks afterwards, this thing called me husband like 87 times.
I know that.
Husband, where you at? Husband, where you at? Husband, where you at?
Aww.
That's my husband. Right there.
I know that, sir.
Him right there, that's my husband. And I was like,
that's cute.
where was this energy at, like, beforehand? So I didn't have to be nervous as fuck. Like, had I known that you were, like, 10 toes down, I would have been a little bit more at peace. But you over there got your cards to your chest over here like this, making a nigga sweat.
Yeah.
That's the Balkan in him. That's that old world. That's that old world Albanian
And it very much is.
Yeah.
Very much is.
Exactly it. Aww,
yeah. But yeah, it was cool. It ended up raining all damn day, which fucking sucked. Yeah. It was short and quick. My best friend Kaylee, shout out to my best friend Kaylee. She married us and was fantastic. And then we came home and we fat 14 motherfuckers in this living room. Yeah, I've been in the living room. We had to rearrange furniture and everything. Mm-hmm. And then we just went out to drinks. That was it. Just nice, short, and simple. Because we're going to celebrate next year.
Did y'all cover up? Did y'all cover up the dick book, or did you open it up?
Hell no. Even my mom was in this house. Them titties in the bar was right there, and that dick book was right over there.
She said, "Ooh."
Look,
when y'all going to bed?
Look, you know there's some fucking happening in this house. Okay,
Said, ain't y'all tired?
She got those little rubber finger covers so she can turn the pages real fast in the dick book. Like, I need to see every one of these because I know by the time I go back to fucking Albania,
rubber things in so long.
it's so long.
When I go back to Albania and they shut my internet off, I ain't gonna have none of this.
Baby, that is funny. I have not thought about a rubber page turner in so damn long.
I know there's so many people right now that are listening like, I don't know what the fuck he said. They're up there on Google. They're like, Google, Alexa,
ChatGPT.
What's a rubber finger thingy?
Baby. It's so true. They used to always have them in their little drawer. All the teachers had them.
Absolutely. And that ugly tan color. It looked like dead skin. It looked like a scab. You just
do they still sell those? I wouldn't even know how to call that. It would be literally like a page turner rubber thingy. Amazon.
I honestly don't know the real name of it, but
Alexa, Spiffy.
Is it called a thimble? Is that what it's called?
No,
that's for kneading. That's for needling.
A thimble is for needling. Yeah, it's for sewing. But
but the finger one. Yeah.
I think it's called a rubber. I literally think it's called a rubber.
Very well. What was your
congratulations,
favorite
Boo,
part
on that.
When you look back at it,
what was the favorite part of the day?
Where you're just like, oh, I'm gonna remember that specific moment.
I think my favorite part of the day it's a toss-up because I had to cut my hair that day myself. And I just remember, like, singing in the bathroom. It was a moment that I hadn't had a moment to myself since, like, Monday. So it's Saturday. And it's just literally me in my bathroom with some music, and I'm just singing, and I'm just having some peace. That probably was, like, the one moment of the day I was just like, there's no chaos. I'm not answering questions. I'm not having to do something but just kind of pour into and focus on myself. So I think that's kind of why I enjoyed that moment. But the other moment was his 3-month-old nephew was here during dinner, and just like everyone was eating, and I just got the baby, and I'm just sitting there on the couch, and I just have my nephew, and I'm just like seeing my family like have dinner, and I was just like sitting there, just like, this is nice. This is nice. So and probably those 2 moments.
That's dope. Well, I'm happy, boo.
Thank
I
you.
know, I wanted to check in like midday. I was like, let me just shut up, and I'll text him right before I go to bed today.
No, it was a good day. I mean, we were back home by midnight because Fizz got lit. Like,
that's how you can tell he was happy.
Everybody was like, well, people were buying shots and stuff like that. We did like a drinking trend. I was gonna post this at some point, but like everybody who went out, we did the, hi, my name is Jerrell, and this is my first drink of the night. So we were doing it multiple times. And homeboy forgot the rules. We were only doing one type of shot, which is a lemon drop, and he kept letting people buy tequila shots and Jello shots and all of this stuff. And then he had wine here, he had champagne here, he had vodka sodas. You remember when we went to Diesel, and Dawon, you got that gin and tonic?
Oh yeah.
So basically a vodka soda.
The gallon,
right.
The gallon of gin and soda. But I'm not gonna lie, I really love drunk Fizz.
Drunk Fizz is the best.
Drunk Fizz is the best.
Because he started getting those shoulders.
With the shoulders going. And then at some point in time, and then the ballroom dancer starts coming out at some point.
And the hands go up.
The hands go up in the air. I love drunk Fizz.
If you want to see somebody literally unwind before your eyes,
1,000%.
watch Fizz on a night out of drinking.
My sister said the same thing when we all went to the Beyonce concert in Paris, and they were out in the nosebleeds because you and I were down with Beyonce.
Yeah,
they was up there, all the way up there with them.
You know, that's a
my
choice.
sister was there was there with her her boyfriend at the time, and then it was Fizz. So it was just the 3 of them. And my sister says, you know what? I love going out with Fizz because he just don't give a damn. He just have his hands up. He knew every single word of that song, and he was just living his life. And I'm just sitting there looking at him, just giving it all away.
Living life. I agree.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm polite. That's my man. That's my man. That's my man.
Oh, that's dope. Well, congratulations. And are you guys changing last names? Do you want to share if you're changing last names?
That's a good question. So, to a lot of people who don't know, we really got married for 2 reasons. One, with everything going on right now with the potential of overturning gay marriage at the Supreme Court level. That's one. And 2, we're going to start the baby process in January. And so that was another reason why we wanted to get legally married. Because I told him, I was like, now I'm really standing 10 toes down. Because I told you I wasn't playing house with you unless we marry, and I got you this damn house. I'm not giving you no kids unless we are actually married.
She said, I'm not giving up these cookies unless we're going to have a lunchbox.
Maybe a cookie. He said maybe a crumb here and there, though.
Okay, you want some milk and cookies? Okay.
Is that him downstairs?
But that was kind of really like the catalyst to us like starting to get married. And we got 2 friends. Hey Jeff, also shout out to Jeff and Darren. Like they listen to the podcast, and Jeff listens literally every Monday, driving down from Seattle all the way down to Corvallis, like 4 hours.
Sorry for
away.
the last couple of weeks if you've missed the episode, because the uploads have been a struggle the last couple of weeks. Sorry, my bad.
But they actually came and helped with the process, and they are currently having a baby.
Hey, congrats.
So like it's been really cool that 2 of our best friends are having a baby, and watching them go through their journey, and it taking like 3 years to have an actual child. We're like, well, bitch, in 3 years we're gonna be in our 40s. Like the time is really now to start this.
Wait, the one she said 40s like that was gross. Hold on.
You got that?
First of all, I'm leaving my 40s.
I'm right.
Well, she said, of course, she's talking about you, girl.
I don't know who she's talking about. I'm looking at 50.
What you mean?
I'm looking at 50. I said, you already know.
That's right. Well, damn.
While she's on the downward slope, I'm skiing uphill, bitch.
She said the best is yet to come. What you mean? Honey? What you mean?
Enjoy them crumbs. Enjoy them crumbs.
But no, we just wanted to just make sure, because I mean, like, first off, we all know like life is never like guaranteed for anybody, right? But if we are taking care of ourselves like we are now, then hopefully we should, knock on wood, everything okay, live a long life. But we wanted to make sure that we can have as much time as possible. So that's why we just wanted to make sure that we're having the kids sooner rather than later. So that was kind of really the main reason. Now, we both are keeping our names the same, but we have decided that the children will at least be hyphenated. Bare minimum, the children will at least be hyphenated.
Yeah.
So that way.
First.
So let me tell you.
That's a whole other comment.
So let me tell you. Okay, I do not care. Okay, that man cares. He would prefer that it's Tate Jerka. Okay, but for me, Jerka Tate just sounds like it flows better.
It kind of do.
And it does. And it does. It really does.
Hey, fans, love you, boo.
It really does. So,
and by the way, let's just call it out, because only true friends like we are going to tell you to your face exactly what it is. Like we could gas you up and be like, oh, it don't need to be your name.
It's okay.
No, it does kind of sound better. It does have a little je ne sais quoi.
Right?
Baby.
But
maybe we put a poll. Community, vote.
I would love to see the answer to that.
Honestly, we're going to have to do that.
Because, people are going to be sounding it out. Be like, Penelope Zerka Tate. Penelope Tate Zerka.
Tate Zerka. Like, it just sounds like Tate Zerka just sounds very... Kicking on Wonder Woman, like... But it's one of those things we've talked about plenty of times. There's things to argue about. I honestly don't care. So if it's Tate Jerka, it's fine. If it's Jerka Tate, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter to me. We just make sure that I still got a job to be able to afford these kids.
We'll put it on half of everybody in the United States.
Man.
You okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, that's dope. Community send.
Yes,
I'm not gonna say which order. Send them. So some well wishes, and so that's awesome. I'm proud of you, boo.
And Dawon, how was London? Y'all look like y'all were having the best time in London.
Hold on, before he tells it, like I love that Raphael brings out the silly side of Dawon.
Yes.
Like I think it's a side that he doesn't let out. Like we see it, we get it, but I think even on the podcast, a lot of times the community probably doesn't even really see some of the silliness that Dawon does have in him, because sometimes he controls the image.
Curates. I prefer the word curate.
Curates the image. But I like that some of the curation is being Slightly adjusted, if you will.
Yeah. No, Ruff is really disarmed me in a lot of ways, and a lot of really, really, really great ways. Yeah, London was. I mean, it was amazing. I will say that London is not really like my favorite place on the planet to go to, like out of all the places that I've visited. But what I can say, and I just say that to just level the playing field, because it's not like I've been talking a lot about like, oh my gosh, I'm excited to go to London, da 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 da. I'm excited to see my man. Like I don't care where we go.
She said, my man.
Right, okay, Meg. Okay, Meg.
Yeah, no, I was just excited to see him. And it was a phenomenal trip. We had such a great time. This was we were together for 10 days, and we stayed in a friend's apartment while we were there. So, we had a little bit of semblance of what it could be like to be living together, but it was also a very touristy kind of visit, in part because, I had only been to London twice before. And so, and they were very short kind of like trips, I like to go places where the food is good. Let's call a spade a spade. And
you shitting on London food.
I mean that would be seasoning. Okay.
That's funny.
Come on, poutine.
I think I had 3 good meals. 2 of them were home cooked. Shout out to Alan and his partner Jean-Noel, but Alan, who did amazing cooking and invited us to their lovely home and slaved in the kitchen and served beautiful, beautiful meals surrounded by lots of Ralph's friends and their mutual friends and all that kind of fun stuff. But 2 of the better meals that I had was home cooked by the culinary queen herself, Miss Allen. And the other was a Sunday roast that we had the Sunday before I left. And I'd never had a Sunday roast before. It's basically their, Sunday dinner, and it's like, like either a roast steak, if you will, like beef, or half roasted chicken, or like a pot pie, or da-da-da-da, and then you'd have like potatoes and gravy and all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. And that was good. That baby, I'm telling you, the 2 days before leaving, we had that roast, and I had just about given up. And I was honest. I was honest with Ralph. Now we did go to a Japanese spot and had some amazing sushi, but that's sushi, so that's not cooking, that's sushi.
Yeah.
But that roast, I had
You said, okay, I'll come back.
I had their version of. You need to stop. I had their version of like a chicken pot pie, and it was delicious. And for me, I think the thing of it is that I don't, and I share this with a lot of people. When I'm eating stuff, like I want to eat the thing. I don't want to eat the condiments. Like if you got to put a sauce on it, you got to put hell a lot of cheese or mayonnaise or whatever the fuckery you got to put on it in order to make it taste good. I don't want it.
I love how you named all the extra stuff that white people put on their food. Like,
as
he
I
said,
said, all
the cheese and the mayo. I was like,
I don't want it.
I know who you talking to. That was direct.
Oh, the French onions, all of that.
So for me, I was just like, I want to taste the food. We went, we had fish and chips, and I was excited to have some fish. I'm like, I'm going to London. I want to have me some fish and chips. Baby. Ralph was like, so how is it? And I said, the fish was cooked very well.
Beautiful gowns.
The outer crust was crusty. It was golden brown. and the inside was cooked perfectly.
Zero taste.
Ain't have no taste.
It's crazy how their food, like,
No
there's so
taste.
much stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, am I actually eating something right now? Like, I know that there's something about, I can't taste anything.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah. I was like, I said, it would have been nice if they would have put a little salt and pepper or something in the batter.
You
when
said,
they
bitch, where the Frank's Red Hot at? See, that's why you got to carry that little tube in your purse.
I did ask for ketchup.
I'm just saying.
Like, okay, at this point, because I wanted to be able to eat it and just be like, now this is some fish and chips. I had fish and chips, some Long John Silver back in the day, but this is some fish and chips.
You know, one thing Americans don't do is give you the diabetes, but that shit don't taste good.
It's gonna taste good. You're right about that. You are absolutely right about that. But yeah, no, food game was like, it wasn't really, had a couple of highlights. Definitely, like I said, the home cooked meal was amazing. I have to say though, we did a lot of, sightseeing and all that kind of fun stuff. And it was cool to be able to see, honestly, I'm not going to make any joke about it. It was delightful to have Rolf show, he lived there for, I think, 11 years and before he moved to Spain. And I felt really special, to be able to see London, his home, like his hometown, for why he lived there through his eyes, and to see the things that really like he wanted to show me, which was very, very cool. So I enjoyed that. But the thing that I really enjoyed the most, and I didn't post a lot about this, because you know me and posting stuff, I'm
Curation.
A little delayed. Yes. But I want to send a shout out. I did a little bit earlier to Jean-Noel and Alan. Jean-Noel is Ralph's best friend of 30 plus years. They met each other growing up and working together, and have just been fast friends ever since. And they were just absolutely delightful human beings. I could see why they've been close friends for such a long time. Jean-Noel just has such a bubbly and delightful personality. His partner Alan was just so warm and welcoming and genuine, and they really made me feel welcome. And we're at the stage in our relationship where we're not dating, we're in a relationship, and now we're in what we're calling the integration phase, where we're meeting the people that are closest to us, and that mean the most to us. And there's a lot of pressure that comes along with that. At least for me, I feel the pressure to not only show my authentic self and who I really am, so that they can see that not through the lens of their friend, but see me for who I am. But also I want them to like me, because if they don't, that weighs heavily.
Makes it tough. Yeah,
it does. But the boys have just been fantastic. We got a couple of chances to hang out with them, just the four of us together. And then one night they brought in a couple of other friends, Richard, who I met, and CJ's at one point. So it was cool to see a familiar face that I had met once before. And then Peter, which, let me tell you something about Peter. Peter, Pumpkin Eater.
Pumpkin Eater?
Well, not all that.
Eater.
Not all that. Peter was just so complimentary of the podcast. He has never met me. I met his partner Alvaro in Spain at one point at a dinner and whatnot, but he wasn't able to attend, and we kept crossing. And as I started posting pictures and things like that, he started, and he was talking to Raph and whatever, Raph is telling him about this new relationship, So he's like, let me go see. He did a little Googling and smoogling and whatnot. And so he was like, oh, he's got a podcast. Let me listen to it. Nobody told him about this. He just found it on his own. And baby, when I tell you, he knew all about the aunties. He knew all about.
Hey, Peter.
Yeah. So he's been on listening up to all the episodes. He's down with the lingo and like he is part of the community, y'all. So if you see Peter Crossman out there, give him some love. He is invited to the cookout as a non-nominated member.
No.
I don't know.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, he can come.
The
to
one
mine.
Dewan's hosting. That cookout. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. The garden party.
There you go.
The garden party. The tea party. That tea party. Not the minority party. That tea party.
Peter, you're invited. We just playing with you, boo. You invited. But yeah, no, he was just so complimentary. He's like, I listened to your podcast. You guys have such, I don't want to like, he can share all that for himself. But it was just, that was really cool because that to me shows me like, this is what friends do. You always got that, the one that's going to be, let me just make sure that...
Right, let me do some investigation.
Right. let me just see what they're really all about. Let me go to their Instagram. Let me go to their Facebook. Let me see what they're posting. Let me see where they've been at and da-da-da-da-da. So that was really
you saw
cool.
my thirst traps out there, Peter. You're welcome. He's like, ooh, I like these guys. They be thirsty. He saw Jerrell in the mirror with his gray sweatpants. Yes.
So it was just very cool. And honestly, there were two other guys that was there, David and his boyfriend Russ, and it was really cool. We even had right before dinner started, as the table was being set, we were sitting in the salon and having a conversation that ended up becoming quite opinionated. Opinionated. I would say opinionated. We were talking about trans rights and the prevalence of the trans movement and the gender non-binary and what that means for the the political climate right now and whatnot. And I was debating very intensely.
Say you were letting them have it. Just say you were letting them have it. Just say you were letting them have it. Because the big ass words were flowing. Okay.
How I was going to, or whether I was going to say anything. And by the way, I would say that there was nothing that was said in the conversation that was surprising or off-toward or or whatever. Just a difference of perspective around certain things, and I did share a couple of thoughts. Let me just also say that I as an ally to the trans and binary community, I did not speak. I was very careful not to speak on behalf of. I was speaking from my personal experience and of what I know. So I don't want anybody to be like, well, who are you to be talking to a bunch of other, faggots about what's going on in our community. Right. I wasn't, but I was being an ally. Let me be clear about that. But it was cool because this was an opportunity for these guys to see that I'm not just, the boyfriend that, is just, like polite conversation.
American
it's like,
boy.
She has a brain. And, I'm very aware of the voice that I have, not only on the podcast, but just in my real life. And, accountability goes for everybody in my book, including myself. So that was just cool. It was just a cool. In my opinion, that was one of the big highlights of the whole trip. And, obviously the main highlight was my man.
Well, I'm happy for you, baby. I'm glad you had a good time.
Thank you.
Great. Corey, how was your weekend?
Baby, I stayed my ass home. It was amazing. Like, I think I've shared. I forget if I've shared on here. Y'all know, like the last, damn near longer. Like I've been doing.
Has it finally happened?
Today.
Yes, man. Won't he do it? Amen.
Hold on. Yes.
Amen. Yes, girl. Yes.
I had like my going away lunch.
Wow.
And all that. And so when it's gotten to the weekends, like, because I'm like, even like with the podcast, it's just like
pause. Yeah. I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut you. Well, I do mean to cut you off. Just explain what's been going on because
I got it. So like, I got to watch how I say this. Hold on.
Back in the day,
because there's just
a lot
at some point.
Mm-hmm.
The point is, I've been doing two rules that I got to watch because I don't know who watches. Yeah. I've been doing two rules
because of other things.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
So,
she's a professional.
You know. But yeah, just been working hard. Been working hard.
You have, boo. You've been working hard. You've been so disciplined.
So today was the day that was the last day. So they threw me like a going away lunch and all that stuff. So it was actually kind of nice, and it was a little bittersweet too because I was like, oh wow, I actually kind of liked the folks I was working with on that account and things like that. And so it was just like at the end, and just seeing them actually kind of tear up. They're like, oh, it was great working with you. Da da da. I was like, hold on, why y'all tearing up? But again, I gotta watch what I say. Professional, let me shut up. But it was nice. But I say all that to say it's just been on the weekends, even just with the podcast, like it's just like there's due diligence of doing stuff like this. So anytime I just get a moment to not think is what I've been wanting literally a lot. So like there was moments where I was like, I just went to the gym, finished the podcast stuff, and just sit my ass the fuck down because the weekends be going like this.
And
can I just say,
it's crazy. So,
I am so proud of you, Boo. I am so proud of you and what you've been able to do like over this past year, you know, outside of all the amazing things you do for the podcast to keep this, you know, onion cart rolling downhill. You know, but like, you know, on top of this, on top of like your day job, on top of like your extracurriculars, on top of being a whole ass husband with, you know, like decade underneath your belt, you also have been in the gym. You've been keeping your diet in check. Like you are literally living the best out of life that you could possibly be living at this moment, and I'm so proud of you, Boo.
Yeah, that's very kind. That's very sweet. I've been trying to hang in there. Like I've been saying, I want to step out next summer. Like, damn, you know, really put that work in, but it's just a lot of work, and that should be going too slow moving some days. I'm like, damn, I look like I look at the same, but it is what it is. But yeah, so like, but then like this coming weekend, obviously this past weekend, I'll be in New York because the Rio guys will have been in town, so I'll see Dawon, and then I think
Sergio, Renan are gonna be here. Rafa and Luza are gonna be here, and then I'm trying to think. There's somebody else that's coming.
And we in community, we be saying these names like y'all.
I know. We need to, because I'm like, they don't know these people.
I don't know, no Nan. Girl, you know Nan.
Yeah, the facts.
But one thing, like quickly, I know y'all didn't watch it. Y'all missed a good ass time with the Verzuz though. That's who you do know. The Verzuz was so fire. It was so good. They have Cash Money against No Limit. No Limit won, by the way. People thought Cash Money was gonna win.
Really?
People slept on fucking No Limit. Yes, Mia X is the star, and Juvenile's the star for Cash Money. Them two alone carried that Verzuz. And No Limit came in and say, "Oh, y'all thought Cash Money had all the hits. Don't fuck around and find out." Like, and it just shows you again the order, how you order your songs in Verzuz is so paramount. Every time Cash Money thought they was hitting them with like the right hook, No Limit came back and jabbed it and knocked them out again. Like it was crazy, and then it was just good to see, like, because growing up, like they were like the stars, but now they like they almost look like your parents' age now. And it was everything. It was everything. It was like black culture as you want it.
Yeah,
it was so good.
Yeah, I've seen like just like photos of them. I'm like, damn, they look like Uncle and them. You know, like that's Uncle and them.
Literally,
you know, like,
it was the barbecue.
Yeah,
it was the barbecue. Them arguing, them up thinking they singing good with the song. It was all of that. It was everything.
I have not watched the Verzuz in so long.
Well, they haven't had so long.
I didn't even know that this was happening. When I tell you,
man.
My mind has just been all over the place. I just hadn't had any time. But you know what? I'm gonna watch it though.
It's so good, and it sucks though because Lil Wayne wasn't there, so we know that like Birdman and Wayne aren't really seeing eye to eye these days. So that was a huge thing. I mean, like literally one of the biggest stars of the last 25 years. Lil Wayne is not out there for you.
Yeah,
that kind of had a hand in it, wild. And then they didn't do any like Young Money stuff, so they didn't have like the Nicki songs, they didn't have the Drake songs, which I was kind of glad that they kept it. Cash Money,
because that's who we know. Yeah. You know, the children of it. You know, It's the grown folks. We want the grown folks.
Exactly. It's Cash Money, the original. So
yeah.
I would highly suggest go back and watch it. And it kind of just showed again because they hadn't done the Verzuz in probably like 3 years. And so it just shows that the branding is still strong. Yeah. The black culture of it all is still strong. That people still want to kind of see these icons that we've kind of like held up for so long. Kind of just do this program and kind of celebrate how much we just contribute to like pop culture, period. You know, and it's something that we own and that we control and things like that. So yeah, it was good. It was good watching, and all the comments and everything. It reminded me of the pandemic when the Verzuz stuff was coming on. I was like, damn. I was literally on a Saturday night again on the couch, like, this shit is good. This shit is good. It was dope. Oh God. Anyway,
does it feel weird that like the shit that we grew up with is kind of like old head music? You know, like because. Like, I remember being younger, and there would be all of these, like, events or performances, whether it's on award shows or whatever, from, like, you know, the 70s and from, you know, the Skylights and the this and the that, the Temptations.
Like the NAACP, like, a mind is a terrible thing to waste. Right. And it'd be the OJs.
You know, Boosie Collins out there. And and now, like, the shit that we listen to is like the old head music, and it's just
because I love where it's like the trend, like the parents playing Trina for their kids. Love it, love it. Yeah. I'm like, bitch, Trina was that bitch.
Y'all think y'all listen to some slick shit now?
Fuck about 4 or 5 best friends. I know that's right, Trina. Talk that shit, baby. Talk that shit. But no, it was brilliant. It was brilliant, and like even like we referenced the Meg Thee Stallion song a couple times already. But even that song, I listen to that total album still that has "Kissing You" on it. Like it'll pop up on like my like Carell station on my Apple Music at the gym. I'm like, oh shit, Total, what y'all know about fucking Total? Now Meg got this song popularized again, you know. So it is this weird stage of life where it's like you feel like you're still young enough to quote unquote be hip, you know. But then you're like, well, shit, I like the old version better.
It is kind of cool to see some of the songs that we grew up become like samples, like at that full circle moment. But Karam, I'm so with you though. Like some of these samples, I'd be like, leave
you gonna do it, dude.
Alone. Right. Like, you know, I love Megan. I love Megan.
It just didn't hit like it needed to hit.
It honestly, it felt like we had heard this before.
We have.
Like we heard this before.
We have.
Yeah. And I just need something just a little bit different from her. I need her to get back into like that freestyle kind of, you know, vibe. I need her to get back into that, you know, body yaddy, you know, that more like hot girl summer, like flowing, like this melodic rap. I'm like this slow jam rap. I'm good on.
Yeah,
I'm good on. Yeah. You know, like.
I mean, and she looked great.
She looked great.
Choreo.
And she happy and love.
Yeah.
Why they say that her and Klay Thompson,
Blade Brown, and Class Act. It is the realest thing I ever seen.
Took me out.
It does go to show.
It was play. It was play.
Yeah.
It does go to show that like don't just be sampling just to throw some stuff on there and try to ride the wave of nostalgia, because like there's a way to sample, but you really need to have production value. And I think, you know, like as controversial as he is, you know, Kanye was just great at being able to pull references from a lot of different crazy kind of genres, not just from, you know, hip hop and R&B, you know, but from a lot of different genres. But it was the production around it, the way that made it feel not only nostalgic but fresh and new, instead of just like, yeah, I heard this before. Yeah. And a lot of this stuff is just a little bit of rinse and repeat.
It kind of is. This one, like for this one, it wasn't even the beat so much. I think it was Megan's
flow. It was like
flow.
It's the flow. Like the flow is very much like, I was like, dang, like there's like 4 or 5 of the songs.
Like this is not where I thought you was gonna go
like
with
this.
Yeah.
And the way how she teased it too, like we were all for the sample. Like when she was like, we were like, "Oh yes, give us
like, this about to hit."
And then it was just like, "Oh, okay, well that was the best part."
I played it once and I was like, "Okay, yeah." Watched the video once, like, oh. I was even gonna do a hot tea coat. I should have probably done it because I finally needed like a lukewarm tea. I should have done it because
I mean, the body was the body in the music video was the only thing that heated that tea up. Because other than that, it's a cold tea.
Yeah. I won't be playing that one. Back to Cardi.
Still on Cardi.
All right, come here. We actually have an Ask Yo Aunteas, so we'll take a quick little tea break and we'll be right back with Ask Yo Aunteas. Hey, community. A lot of you have asked how you can support Minority Report outside of the sharing and downloading and subscribing and leaving reviews. But you can also buy merch. Come on, baby.
I know that's right. And we have a whole lot of options, from clothing to pillows to tumblers and bags. And we continue to update all of our stuff with new styles, new colors, and new products. Jerrell, where can they get all that stuff at?
Well, they can get all that and then some at minorietyreport.com. They can find all the goodies, find out additional information about your aunties. And we also want to make sure that you share and tag us when you do buy merch, all right? So let us know if it's a hoodie, it's a tee, a long shirt, a towel, because we know you need those. But let us know.
Absolutely. And remember to wash your hands, your legs, and your ass. All righty, ladies. What time is it?
Ask your
auntie.
I do like the. I keep doing that.
Yeah.
I do like the little 8 count there. For and I know we're talking about Megan again, but like for a rapper, she be dancing her ass off. Low.
She really do.
She be dancing her ass off. So I'll give her that.
Yeah,
but,
we love her.
All right. All right. Quickly, it says, "Hey, aunties." There's a clip of a guy telling Wendy Williams that his boyfriend introduces him by his name while he introduces. Let me start this over. I'm stumbling. Hey, aunties. There's the clip of a guy
she said,
telling, baby, show did. telling
How
Wendy
you do
Williams,
it?
Not good.
The gag is, Wendy.
The gag is, I'm not. Woo, let's try this again, y'all.
You got this.
Been a long ass day. Hey, aunties, there's the clip of a guy telling Wendy Williams that his boyfriend introduces him by his name while he introduces him as his partner. It got me thinking, how would you respond if your significant other did the same? Are titles really important in relationships? At what point does a lack of label become lack of commitment? Do you expect others to title your significant other appropriately?
There's a lot
some layers
to
in that.
unpack.
Well,
a
I
lot
will
to
say,
unpack.
because I had to literally was just checking my husband literally over the weekend
what?
after we got married. My
Your who?
husband. Okay, my husband. Okay. And he literally, in front of my mom and everybody, he was like, because it was during dinner, and he was like, "Hey, Jerrell." And I said, "Who you talking to?" He said, "Husband." I said, "That's right, because that name no longer comes out your mouth. We have elevated from there. So you no longer call me by Jerrell. You call me by husband. Okay. If I'm gonna commit to forever, then you're gonna commit to forever calling me husband. Period." So, but during that time, I will say this though. Before we got married, I did used to actually kind of feel some way, because I would introduce him as partner, and he would say this is Jerrell. Sometimes he would say partner. I think it was just really for him on who he wanted to really know the true dynamics, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like if there was someone of importance, he would say, "This is my partner," because he wanted them to know that this is my partner. And I think he wanted them to know that part of him.
Yeah.
And so, as someone who, because of a podcast, and I think the three of us have a level of openness because of the podcast, but I think that to some degree we still all kind of have those moments where we're curated, and I think that's kind of how he would curate that, as far as who got to see that side of him as far as his relationship, because he doesn't like to telecast his relationship like that, right?
Yeah.
So if it's someone he didn't really care for, or he didn't really think he would ever see them again, he's like, "Oh, this is Jerrell, my name is Fizz, and that's it, right?
Yeah.
Being like, you don't need to know the dynamics of who we are because you're never gonna see us again. Which I was like, okay, I kind of understood that. That. But for me, I'm very much like, I like to people know, because you know how I am. I want people to always know where they are with me. Even if you go and see me for the first time and you maybe never see me again, if you see me 15 years later, you will still remember exactly where you stood with me. So I am very much like, that's my partner. Now, that's my husband. Or this is my bestie. This is a good friend. This is an associate. This is a friend from volleyball. Like, this is a work. Yeah. Like, I have no problem being like, this is the relationship that I have with that person. Because also, to me, it's me affirming to them, this is how we are as well, too. And just making sure that they understand the dynamic as well, too. So, it's more of an acknowledgement to the people that I have that connection with, that I also want to make sure that they get that title.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah.
I'll jump right in here, and y'all know me. I'm old school. I believe titles, labels matter, because it's not just the title and the label of what is being expressed to other people, but it is the conversation and the commitment that is made between the two people that says we are this and that. Because I'm not a young head. I'm not. I'm not in these streets like these people are in these streets. And, from what I see from afar, and I have glasses.
Who's these? Say their name.
What do I see?
Look,
there is just
Carell and I said,
Right.
there is just
can't be us.
There, y'all got them.
I know. Look, that's what I was going to say. In the words of Carell, say their name. Say their name.
There was a lot of kind of skirting through different forms of situationships. They had to make up a whole new word because, these youngins. I can say that now because I got a little gray in the beard. These youngins, walk around without having conversations. If you don't have a conversation with the person you're dating with to say, it is important for me, that we are working towards something. And if we're just casually dating, that's one thing. Then labels don't mean shit because you dating 15 other people, you fucking a whole bunch of other people, you're doing whatever. That's cool. But if you are dating someone with the intention of being in a relationship, then that warrants a conversation to say, listen, I think it's important for us to define. I think it's important for me to define what I need going forward. And what I need going forward is for us to have a mutual understanding about what it is between us. Now, if we're open, if we're not open, let's talk about that. But how do we want to move forward? And expressing to that other person that the label of boyfriend, girlfriend, partner, husband, whatever, this kind of thing is important to you, lays the foundation for then how you engage with other people outside of your relationship. But I find that a lot of people don't have that preliminary conversation and they be guessing like, oh yeah, well, I'm kind of talking to somebody and, it's going good. And yeah, he my man, that's my man. Yeah, that's my boy. Trying to ease into the relationship without having an actual conversation with the person first. So I'm just going to say it starts there. And listen, if you're the type of person that, that you don't like labels and you don't, like commitment and you don't like, to do that, that's cool. Just have the conversation. So that way there's no confusion when you out in a crowd or you with this other person and then they say, oh yeah, this is my homeboy over here. Oh, what's his face? My homeboy. And don't get in your feelings about that. But I think it's really important. I think labels are really important because it helps to reinforce whatever commitments and agreements that the individuals involved in that relationship, whether it's 2, 3, or many, know exactly what it is, and there's no speculation, no surmising, no confusion. And I'll be damned if you, my man, and you introduce me as oh, that's him.
That's my friend. That's my friend.
That's my friend.
Yeah.
No. Okay.
I ain't one of your friends.
No. Oh, so we friends now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I know. Now I know how to move.
That's funny. You know, like, I think the older I've gotten, I recognize maybe more the importance of titles. Like, I don't know if it really bothered me too much maybe when I was younger. I think maybe the longer I got into this relationship and then becoming married, like, I think especially now we see the importance of the term husband, like when you're in the same sex, or like wife when you're in the same sex marriage and things like that, if that's the binary that you're calling each other. Because others are trying to take away the importance of it. And it's like, no, the same commitment, the same time, the same investment that I'm putting into this relationship is just as valuable as the one that you're doing as well. In like a normative, whatever they want to call it, way. So it's become increasingly so in that regard because of others not putting the importance on it. And so I think it's up to our community to continue to put the importance, however we need it to be. But it doesn't have to look like Carell and Corey. It doesn't have to look like Fizz and Jerrell. It doesn't have to look like Dawon and Raphael. But whatever, like you were saying, Dawon, whatever you determine and define it as is important to continue to express that outward. And I was on, and I guess I could probably share this. Like I was on a work call because I adore this person at work, and they accidentally said partner on the call when she knew I was married. And they hit me up literally the next day. Like they must have been like I didn't even really catch it. Like, and I think it goes to also I know intent of people too. I know when person's trying to be shady. I know like so there's part of that dynamic as well. So I didn't even catch it when they said it on a call, and they personally like pinged me and said, "Hey, can we chat real quick?" And like personally apologized, said, "Hey, I caught myself and said partner, but I know it's your husband," and that really ate me up. And I was like, hey, I didn't even catch it, but I appreciate you taking the time because you know the importance of titles as well, you know, kind of thing. And so that really was super cool to me, especially as a really straight person. Right, and they didn't have to know this. And then, like,
I love
it
that.
It was like VP level and all. Like, so they didn't have to do shit. They got so much on their plate, they could be like, fuck all what I said. It is what it is. But it's moments like that like, I appreciate others seeing the importance of titles in that regard, because they see the time investment, the commitment, and the love, et cetera, et cetera. And it's almost even the same thing. It's just like if you're working your ass off in school to become a doctor, you work it. You know, there's titles in that you work your ass off to get.
Yeah.
And for people to belittle that, whether it is someone in your relationship or whether it's others, that's the same level to me. It's just like, no, it's the commitment of it. It's the expressing you are doing the due diligence of something. So I think that's where the titles come of it. Like, but between like a boyfriend, partner, husband, even if I'm it's kind of weird because like there's that line, it's like my friends know what it is, so they're gonna say the right thing. But I think it might just still come down to that intent kind of piece of it, especially if like maybe people don't really know me and they know I'm gay or whatever. They might initially say partner, and then they might see the ring, be like, oh, your husband or whatever. It might correct it. That doesn't bother me. Like you could again tell the energy. I'm a huge energy person, but if you're saying shit like that, saying your partner and the intent is wrong, I'm going to correct you then and there because that's some fucked up shit, and I'm going to call you out in front of everybody.
Do you feel like there's like a time frame, like if you've been dating someone for a certain period of let me rephrase. Do you have a certain time period before you have that conversation about nigga, what is we doing?
Right. I don't know if I have a time frame. And I was sitting here trying to think, when did Corey and I, or like when we stopped saying boyfriend into even partner? Like that's the part where it's like, and I don't even know if we had a distinct conversation between that terminology. Like I think we definitely talked about are we boyfriends kind of thing. Like I remember that, but I don't know if I ever truly thought, or we ever really had a conversation between where elevated from, or if there is an elevation, I don't know, in people's minds between boyfriend and partner. And it might have been when we moved in together, I guess. I don't know. It's like when you like really start commingling and the finances get blurred and all that. It's like, we partners. We partners in this law firm. We are now partners.
If I'm going down, you going down right there with me. Because when you live apart, there's a lot of autonomy in that. Baby, boyfriend kind of sits right.
Yeah, boy, you're right.
But I will say this though, I feel like those are two different conversations though, right? Because like there's one being in a relationship and then there's titles, right? Like you
Yeah.
can be in a relationship and still not care about being called partner, being called boyfriend, being called girlfriend, or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So like I think there's that, like that's different, like because that's more monogamy, that's more open, that's more like what are we doing as far as like is it me and you, or is it just me and you, or is it me, you, we, them, and they, and everybody else in between, right? But this is just saying how do you introduce me to someone else, and I think that can only happen after you have decided, you know, are we exclusive? Are we in an open relationship, etc.? Because you still might be like poly and they're like, hey, this is my partner because I have several partners, right? So that's what
This
I'm
is
saying. Like, I think
one
it's just
of my
a little
partners.
different.
One of the few.
Yeah, yeah. Well, like, because I have a really good friends that are in a throuple. And like, and it was cool because two of them came over the day after and like brought us baked goods and stuff like that to the house. And you know, my mom is sitting here and everyone's sitting here, and I went to Puerto Rico with them. And so they were at the Halloween party the night before, and I was like, oh, their other partner, because that's when, you know, they're partners, you know, and that's how they, you know, say it, like their other partner, when as, you know, Benito and stuff like that. So like they don't say my boyfriends, they said these are my partners, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like, I think it's just a little bit different after you've had the conversation of what the level of the relationship is, to then get to, well, how do we acknowledge each other to the world?
Yeah, but like even then, I don't think we ever had the conversation to each other saying to the world, and when I introduced Corey, where it changed from like boyfriend to partner. Like I think we just probably said it one day. We did say no, I'm not, and kept it moving, you know, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like so, like, and that's kind of weird. And maybe we like I just.
And also, you could level up
after being
too.
13,
You know,
13
maybe like, you know, in the
years,
first
oh,
90
no.
days, you boyfriend. After, you
Yeah.
know, 2 or 3 years, this is my partner, because you have, you know, cohabitated together, so you have an idea of being like, this is an actual partner, right? So I
Right.
think there's like even more nuance to these titles that just how you can go from being a boyfriend to be a fiance to then being a husband, right? I think even within not even just being married, you could, some women look as a boyfriend as someone that I'm just hanging out with, and then a partner could be someone that I live with.
Yeah.
You know, in the question, there was a component. One of the 15 million questions that was in that one.
Right.
At what point does a lack of a label become a lack of commitment? And I think the label is the commitment. Do you know what I mean? Like the label.
So
The
the
label.
like there is,
So the lack
there's
of
your
label
answer.
is, I mean, like a
That's
commitment.
That's your answer. He just calling you your name. That's your answer. It's like, nigga, my mama called me my name. No. Like, what is this?
And if you don't know, that means there's a conversation.
Now
that
you
probably
know.
Yeah.
I mean, could you?
And here's the thing, though. Like, I feel like, though, here's a scenario where, like, I still feel like maybe it's situational and, like, if you don't feel vulnerable, like, or, you know, and, like, if you don't maybe trust the aesthetics of the situation. And I could maybe kind of see it there as just, like, if you're in a situation where, I don't really know these hoes like that, and I don't know what's going down. It's just like, instead of saying boyfriend, partner, or something like that, maybe there's a safety issue at hand or something like that. I could kind of foresee that. But if it's like with people you're comfortable with, now you're playing in my face a little bit. You know, you're playing in my face a little bit. So, okay, if that's what we're going, you're talking about mothers. Okay, got it.
I don't know. My fighting spirit don't care. I've already reached that period where, like, that's my man. I'm riding right now.
Yeah.
Okay. So whether it was partner, boyfriend, husband,
You know
got
what
a
it
problem.
is.
You got a problem with my relationship with that person. Come see
Now you got
me.
one with me.
Come
I
see
know
me.
that's
Right. So
I think if I remember the clip, because you know she's a Wendy Williams aficionado.
You understand.
This I've been in more than 30 episodes live.
I know you did.
This particular guy had been dating his significant other. They'd been dating this person for I think 4 months, and while that sounds like a long time, it also depends on how frequently you've seen each other in the midst of those 4 months, and like what kind of events are you going to that you're having to introduce, the person that you with. Because if you've been casually dating, for 4 months, which, you assume maybe a date a week, maybe every other week or something like that. So you've been out on, 6 to 8 dates. Maybe up to 12. Maybe you've had more. But if you're going to let's say, maybe there's like a work happy hour, and, you're like, oh, I got this work happy hour thing, but if you want, I can bring a +1, and then we can go out to dinner after that. And then you go to this work happy hour mixer thing or whatever, you only spent X number of times together. Like, is there a reasonable expectation for there to be a label when he introduces you? It's like, oh, this is Jack.
Right.
This is Ryan. This is da 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 da. But if you go into a family function, or you're meeting some people that are of significance to this particular individual, and this is within that period of time, I think that's a little bit. I don't think the same rules apply. It's kind of like what you were saying, Jerrell, earlier about how Fisnick might say, oh, this is Jerrell, and to people that I'm gonna see ever again.
Yeah,
but
with.
Right. But if it's people that's of importance within his life, he's going to make sure that the nature of the relationship is he's standing 10 toes on that.
Mm-hmm. I will say, I think you're right. I think you're right. I think it is situational. I will say it is very sus if they are just out in a public space around regular people, around their friends, and you're just Jerrell, or you're just whoever this person is, right? Like, because now I'm thinking about, like, well, who am I when I'm not around? Right? Because
who are you with?
because if I'm this person when it's just us, solo, and now I'm acknowledged as someone else when we're together out in public, then I'm just going to assume that when you're out in public and I'm not around, I'm even someone else entirely different. So I can understand someone having this type of question and having a certain kind of way, because now I want to know, who else you fucking? What's your roster? Who else? Because I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one. Right?
Clearly.
So.
And clearly they know too.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
They already know.
They know too. Honey, they know. Well, community, let us know what you would do in this situation. Our title's really important. So continue to send your questions to aya@minorityReport.com or DM us or hit us on the T line. And what is that number, Dawon?
It is 844-832-5463.
Hey, love it, love it, love it. And before we get out of here, though, have y'all been seeing this post my DL trend? And maybe we talk about this further next week. Maybe we tease this so community can get out there and watch some of this. But there's this trend called post my DL on TikTok that's going like viral, where it's like these gay side pieces, trans side pieces, just the side piece period, posting presumably straight-ish men, because they're on the down low fucking with them, and they're either they just got in a relationship with their girlfriend, or the trend is to a song and they're like, what they gonna do? And so that's how the song go. Baby, play with fire if you want to. Like, I get you want to try to expose some of these people because they play it in your faces, but I don't know if TikTok's the right avenue to do so, because if that shit go viral and you're outing people essentially, that just don't seem like it going in too nicely to some folk, low key. Like,
and a lot of the folks who be on the DL got priors.
Got goons.
I wouldn't say all that. I think a lot of DL people, like, true. Yeah, gotcha. I will say, because I've seen the trend. I've seen the trend. I'm low key for it, especially the ones that I've seen where they're exposing the people who are like Trump supporters, like the person who was in the bed with the Make America Great Again hat. Yeah, you didn't see that? I'm gonna tell you, this beautiful trans woman had the hat and was like, "Oh, but he in my bed though," and I was like, So to that,
so that was powerful.
To that, I'm like, absolutely. Absolutely, because you're actively, you're actively voting and working against, the community. Yeah. But here you are fucking the community.
Trying to get between his thighs.
So, to that I said, absolutely. But I also have to agree with Carell, just be careful when you do stuff like this because, some people don't know how to admit when they're wrong and will play the I'm attacked, and they low-key kind of are because you are outing them, right?
Yeah.
Right, wrong, or different. But some people they would love to have a reason to be heinous towards the community. Okay? And that's the only thing that I just want to say, be careful. I have no problem putting my address, pull up. I have no problem. Look, me and Marcus are waiting for you by the front
Marcus,
door.
there we go.
Okay, me and Marcus are waiting for you by the front door. So you can have my address, and I very much got that pull up. And I got cameras around here. So there's going to be evidence of you pulling up and me putting one in you. So we going to be okay.
Ain't what you think it is.
And exactly. So
and it's going to hurt.
I'm okay. I'm okay with that spirit. I'm okay with that spirit because I got those safety measures to protect me when I meet fire with fire.
Not everybody.
But if you don't, you gotta play smart.
See, I'm so risk averse. I'm like, why are you messing with these? I get the allure in a way, to mess with some DL dudes, but is it worth it? To me, it's just it.
Baby, when that mattress hits the floor, it is.
In the moment, it is. You're like, ooh.
Not for me. I've never ever been bit by the DL bug, and I never wanted to play with that. I never wanted that. That is like playing with fire,
or at least not that I knew of. I feel like some of them, because I went down a rabbit hole. I feel like some of them were doing it for clout, for the TikTok fame of it all, and I'm done with y'all.
I did that. I'm so sorry. I did.
We're having a whole nother conversation.
I heard it. I don't know. I struggle. I get it. I get it in theory. Mm-hmm. But then there's a part of my brain is the whole outing people is shit that we didn't want done. Why the fuck are we doing it to somebody else? Even though some of them deserve it, some of it's the power of it. I get all of that, so I struggle in my brain. I be double dutching back and forth the justification of it all and the trend of it all and whatever it is. But it's just why can't? And if we're gonna do it, why can't we just expose some of these Republicans and get them out? Then
that's
if we really do something gonna do the Lord's work, then let's really do the Lord's work.
Because there was a whole day and time when this stuff was entertainment for TV on Jerry Springer.
Yeah.
And then we saw how a lot of them episodes, although most of them were fake, but how some of them that weren't fake ended up.
Jenny Jones of it all.
So, it's just it makes good entertainment. I'm not going to lie about that. Messy, but it is that's a dangerous,
for a good hour.
That's a dangerous game.
Especially some of them don't look like they can fight. I was like, you don't look like you can fight. So why are you doing this? You don't look like you can fight, and he looked like he could fight. So
this ain't
I don't know why you playing with that fine ass nigga. So anyway, but community. I don't know if you's one doing this DL trend. Hopefully you got you a Marcus as well, because we need all y'all here. We need all y'all here. And if so, expose some of these congressmen and lawmakers if you're gonna do some DL stuff. Exposing, that's where you really need to expose. and get the truth out there while they voting against their own damn community because they hate themselves when they look in the mirror. But anyway,
you hear that scruff? You hear that scruff and grinder?
Come on, Jack, all of them.
Put some positive energy
Put
in
they
the
dick
world.
out their own sniffies. Come on now,
Right.
expose some of the sniffies.
Yeah, exactly. We need the dark web. We need the dark web for that.
Baby. And where's Anonymous when you need them for all this shit going on right now? Why can't they get the Epstein files? Where y'all been at?
They probably
They right. Anyway, anything else on your hearts and minds?
Nope.
Wash your
Exactly.
hands, legs, and ass because they don't need to be coming after us.
Nope.
Amen. Exactly. See y'all, community. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Shut that down quick.
Quick. Before they shut us down quick.
Hey,
Look.
How you say you black without saying you black? Well, time to go.
Time to go. Where's
That'll
my
do it.
pocketbook? That's how you go full circle right there.
Baby!
That's how you go full circle.
Stop it!